Hey, we appreciate everybody for tapping into another episode of It's Big Mouth TV / news, radio, podcast, all that in one. Y'all new to this channel. Hit that like and that subscribe. We getting into it. Alright, man, we got no other than Keith Lee. He made Big Mouth news today. And also Candy from the Housewives. You know, Candy who runs the old lady gang food chain down there in Atlanta. That's what we got to talk about, man. Keith Lee, he spoke out saying, y'all don't know who Keith Lee is. He's a social media influencer, I guess you could say, somewhat famous for testing out food, going to restaurants in different cities, from city to city, and things like that. You know, giving you a 0 to a 10 on your restaurant, and it can make and break your restaurant. A lot of people trying to say, hey, man, shout out to them, man. But a lot of people trying to say, hey, Keith Lee been getting death threats, all because of what he's been doing over food. Yeah, man, they trying to say he been getting death threats over barbecue rib sandwiches and stuff like that. So he spoke out and said his family's been getting threats because of, he's been leaving reviews and stuff like that, and he just giving his honest opinion. And most of the time he's been invited to the place to give the review and things like that, and people get mad when he leave his review. Hey, man, but a lot of people trying to say he's using his fame to an advantage, to where he's, if he don't get his way, then he'll threaten your restaurant with a 0 or a 4 or 2 or 3, and they trying to say, hey, those numbers he give your restaurant can make and break your restaurant. It's crazy, man. They trying to say that these social media people have too much power when it comes to things like this. Hey, we just here to share a little bit of light up here, Big Mouth, man. But shout out to Keith Lee. But like I say, he's been getting death threats, and people have been saying they gonna beat him up and things like that. And a lot of people trying to say threats coming to us. The threats is coming from Candy Way, from down. A lot of people trying to say it's the Atlanta goons. They trying to say he was down there in Atlanta and he tried a few food spots out there in Atlanta, and he trashed Atlanta food places out there. So a lot of people trying to say, he's bugging, he's lying, don't believe him, things like that. And he even also said the most time he was down there, he got guys trying to hit on him. Allegedly, man, but that's what Keith Lee say. And all the food is trash. That's what he said. But hey, I'd say go see for yourself, man. Don't just believe one person just because they got a bunch of followers and things like that, man. Just go see for yourself, apparently. But we keep y'all updated as we jump into this next story right here. We got no other than Birdman and Toni Braxton. They made Big Mouth news today. Seems like they trying to hold on to true love as they rekindle their relationship. Toni Braxton and Birdman, yeah, they rekindle their relationship. It look like they trying to make things work out and happen for themselves. They both is, up in their age, both good looking, super couple, power couple. A lot of people trying to say, hey, maybe Birdman trying to follow Nelly and Ashanti footsteps. Everybody see Nelly and Ashanti. They online, they posting online videos of them enjoying their relationship since they've been back together. It's all you've been seeing online on social media. Nelly and Ashanti celebrating their relationship as they rekindle their love. And they was broken up for a while. Now they back together. Also another power couple. Hey, man, shout out to them, Birdman, Toni Braxton, Nelly, Ashanti, for trying to make things work. Like I say, all four of them is, as a power couple. And they look good together. And they look like they having a bunch of fun, Nelly and Ashanti. We got to see what Birdman and Toni Braxton, since they just getting back together, so we got to see how that's gonna work out. We'll keep y'all updated as we jump into this last story right here. Got no other than Ricky Rose. Shout out to Ricky Rose, the boss, man. And we got D1, some podcaster on YouTube. They both made big mouth news today. Viral story. It looked like Rick Ross and D1 has been getting into it because D1 spoke out against Rick Ross, Meek Mills, Jim Jones, and on and on and on. I guess this guy got a little bit of following on social media, I guess, and he spoke out against Rick Ross about Rick Ross music and Meek Mill's music because he's saying they look like they perpetrating a fraud, playing both sides or something like that. Like they saying they doing prison reform, they all for prison reforms and things like that. And Rick Ross spoke out and saying he take care of a lot of people, man. He's a boss, so watch what you say. He even took care of 50 Cent family. Allegedly, man. All this is allegedly. But like I said, the guy's going at Rick Ross. He's saying Rick Ross is playing both sides. He's saying Rick Ross music is sweet poison or something like that, where it's good music, but it's also killing the youth. And he's just a young man out there, just I guess speaking out. He spoke out against Jim Jones, Rick Ross, and Meek Mills, saying they need to grow up, or change their music, or talk about something political, or something like that. And Rick Ross spoke out and was pretty ruffled Rick Ross feathers with that one. He ruffled his feathers. Well, he just, had Rick Ross pretty mad. So Rick Ross said maybe if he take that mop off his head or that bowl or whatever he said about the young man's head, maybe he can think clearly or something like that. But hey, like I say, this young man just saying, hey, he thought Rick Ross and them was about the reform, youth reform, something like that. And now the lyrics that he hear Rick Ross just saying, hey, that's not the Rick Ross you want to look up to. Allegedly, man. Hey, whatever they got going, I hope they, put aside their differences and work it out, man. And, maybe Rick Ross can sit the young man down and interview him and talk to him. We'll keep y'all updated. That's all we got until next time. Big mouth.